Necro versus tier 14 Abattoir of Zir, probably the highest tier you'll get without an ungodly amount of farm. My Tears of Blood glyph at this point is level 11. Really easy to be achieved by pumping some tier 8s, some tier 9s. Also, as I did the 11, 12, 13, and then now 14, there's just 24,000 XP partially gained. So it goes up at that point. But now, if you actually do want to progress further, if you want to do even more damage, so in order to really go from 14 to 15, I tried it. My damage was quite not there yet. I'll be having to put on another 3 levels of the glyph, so another like 3 to 4 hours of farm just to beat 15, because survivability is there. You'll see it in the Seeker fight at the end. We survive everything. I survived the 15 Seekers as well. So that's not the problem. It's just a merely, now let's pump up the glyph as high as possible to keep progressing. And I think that's not enough carrot and stick for me. But having achieved 14, having gotten to 15 with the Necro, I think that's a high score I really like to see. Now enjoy the playthrough. There's a lot of talk, and I'll break down the build at the end for you.
Should drink a lucky hit chance potion. Fist of Fate don't have anything to do with lucky hit. Fist of Fate just does what Fist of Fate does. Also, I do not have a lucky hit chance potion. I already used them all up. For Fist of Fate, you need max attack speed possible. Well, we are already having Ravenous running with a huge chunk of movement speed, so that gotta be what it is. The only thing I find funny about Fist of Fates is like the dazed proc right now. You know, that's definitely working. Oh no, Conduit. I made a mistake. And I don't like it. I press Conduit, Shrine, doo-doo-doo. Mistakes were made, chat. Mistakes were made. I'm slowing down. I'm slowing down considerably because of the Shrine. Ugly, ugly. I'm not sure if we're doing more damage or not, Chad. And Fist of Fate obviously has a randomness component that you can never overlook correctly, right? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we're doing more damage or not, Chad. I'm not sure. And also how much is contributed by us essentially playing like not a Shadow Bone Storm right now. I'm just like seeing any like cool impact of the Fist of Fate, you know? Yeah, I'm not feeling it. Yeah, the chance to daze and immobilize are nice if I wouldn't already do like a gazillion CC of anything. I mean, let's be real. I'm already CCing to the max. I'm stunning with my shadow the whole time. I mean, the immobilized, I guess, could be funny for like keeping the Seekers even more in spot. But I like, yeah. I mean, oh God, Jesus Christ, what was that? Should never deal that amount of damage to me. That's when you're getting greedy and you're just like, ah, what's the worst that could happen? They're killing me? Yeah, that's the worst that could happen, sir. I feel like we're slower, but this might also be down to using no Shadow Bone Storms because my Bone Storm is now not getting any more shadow damage bonus. But I could honestly not say. 5 minutes. Which build do you do more damage with Bloodbath? Well, what do you mean? Which build? And this is currently the God dot build, where we're essentially just going for maximum dot damage over time. Also, I truly don't know how Fist of Fate actually work with dot damage, if I'm honest with you. I've never looked into that. Fist of Fates is even worth it of dot damage, or if it would be better with Ixfeld's Corroded Signet. You know? Maybe it's like just a billion times better with Ixfeld. Who knows? And it doesn't work with it really, right? I mean, even if it doesn't work with it, we're still surprisingly fast for having put away one of our main aspects that I always kind of want to wear. So we could technically try something out different if actually I could tinker around with the gloves and do something. So we put down our shadow aspect, and it doesn't seem to be impacting us as much as I thought it would. I totally want to run back to that. Oh, I felt it on that opponent. Just died. Totally want to run back to this Blast Wave Shrine, by the way. Did you drop X-Files for God Dot? Yeah, but you have to understand that the dot build is essentially utilizing dots as much as it can. Whereas the X-Files build is utilizing crit as much as it can. So now what are you doing? Are you critting or are you dotting essentially, right? Honestly, I switched the Fist of Fates off, guys. They feel horrible, and they don't do it. But we have another 2 minutes left, and I have a Blast Wave Shrine there. So, I mean, if everything comes together fortunate now, and the gods speak to me, and, you know, the stars align, there's a world where this could work, huh? We just have to kill Jimmy, Timmy, Jebediah, Dave, Francis, Andrew, and the gang. Get these scumbags wiped from the face of Earth without blowing through all of our cooldowns. I hope they're going to be enough. Doubt it, kind of. Could be. Oh, it's enough. I'm not ready yet. Rain? Was it enough, chat? Ja, Mäuschen, was ist? Warte, Sekunde, ich bin gleich bei dir. Ja, was? Oh, ihr habt aber tolle Locken, Mädels.
Calling it the God Dot Necro because it's doing ungodly amount of dot damage, 130,000 base, and that's even without the hell from below. TPs here would be using the Black River with the 130% on corpse explosion, and the 3 ranks to all corpse skills actually could be 4. We in total have 18 plus happening here, and that's another 3 ranks from our Ring of Sacrilegious Souls, which with every automatic corpse explosion explodes all the corpses from Black River. And if you ever ask, how do I get so much essence back? Well, Black River explodes 5 corpses in total, and every corpse explosion gives you 6 essence, so yeah, flies up. Now there's 2 versions of this build. One is actually using the Vera, and the other one is using the Litless Wall. And this is very intriguing because the offhand plays more damage while barrier, or instead you could just play the Litless Wall to do more damage while more Bone Storms are happening. I did beat the tier 14 with the Vera build and not with a Bone Storm build. That being said, 13, for example, I just did with the Litless Wall. Both versions absolutely viable. Your second ring is the Blood-Soaked Loop to give you the Desecrated Ground. Why Desecrated Ground? I mean, first you get insane movement speed as you're zooming around with a Blood Mist, and you're also going to be getting even more lucky hit chance because this can lucky hit as well. Now the ring does want to have lucky hit chance, maximum life, vulnerable damage over time would be nice. And if you're pairing this in your Paragon board now together with the Desecrated Ground glyph, we're getting another 15% multiplicative shadow damage for free while we're standing in Desecrated Ground, easy mode. On your amulet, you need the Blighted Aspect, 180% multiplicative shadow damage to everything. Ranks to all corpse skills, ranks of the Gloom passive, kind of fantastic. Total armor and shadow damage over time. The only thing I would potentially change here is the ranks of Gloom passive over to flat damage reduction to shadow damage enemies, or damage reduction while fortified. For the boots, it's Flicker Step. Yes, you have a ungodly amount of cooldown reduction, but as soon as only 1 or 2 Bloodseekers are left, sometimes you really want to have the dash to get your Bone Storm to the lower cooldown that you can truly just sit in the Bone Storm as well and have the barrier running and get the multiplicative bonus damage or the bonus Bone Storms. That's where Flicker Step just comes in handy. Also the bonus movement speed for Ravenous. Then on your pens, you want ranks in Corpse Explosion. You technically don't need the ranks in Blood Mist, but they help with the cooldown reduction, so that's nice. Here you want damage reduction from close, overall damage reduction, damage fortified. I actually sadly have damage reduction from distance. If you could get total armor percentage on this instead of the Blood Mist, would also be worth it. Now I'm playing on the gloves, the Bone Storm goes shadow damage. But one thing I noticed is, if you actually don't play the ultimate shadows, it's still fine. It still works. So if instead of the gauntlets, you actually want to play the Hell from below for the multiplicative damage on your corpse explosions, you could do this. That being said, we have 4 ranks in Blight. That's insane amounts of damage bonus, shadow damage over time, lucky hit chance, intelligence. It's a very significant boost. That also works very good multiplicative over just getting 40% more on the corpse explosion. Choose your poison here. Then on the chest, you do want total armor, maximum life. The maximum life can technically be another damage reduction, but I just want to have a certain amount of max life to have also more barrier. Damage reduction from close and damage reduction from distance. As you notice, it's not the best chest. I've been trying to get a new one. Wasted 50 million gold on it, don't have a new one. Blood Mist triggers Corpse Explosion is another 1.5 seconds cooldown reduction. And here comes an interesting point. If you have a Harlequin crest, you can drop the helmet, yes, put the Harlequin crest on, Disobedience on the chest, because another 4 ranks in Blood Mist is actually 2 less seconds in cooldown reduction. Right now I'm at 18 seconds, and boom, put that on, I'm at 16 seconds. So you notice how this is actually more cooldown reduction. Therefore, you would lose 1.5 seconds for the corpse explosions, but you would gain another 2 seconds less for 4 ranks. So if you have Harlequin Crest, put that on, but you also lose total armor percentage. And if you'd use Harlequin Crest, total armor percentage needs to be on the pants for sure. Now here we want maximum life, cooldown reduction, and ranks and Decrepify as our final thing to get with Disobedience. The ranks and Decrepify are extremely good because they give us another 4% damage reduction. Yes, flat 4% more damage reduction. So more ranks in Decrepify is actually useful. For the Paragon board, we're running Exhumation, more corpse skill damage, and also the 4% damage reduction plus Fortify happening. So huge amounts of damage reduction. Tears of Blood goes right into the Flesh Eater board. And if you get this to level 50, it kind of goes from 100% damage plus to 270% damage plus. That's quite nice, but level 50 is... I won't happen for me. I'm the full-time creator. I'm not sure how it's looking for you. Post your glyph level in the description below. Then we're playing Shadow Damage over time, bonus with the Scorch glyph. If you now struggle damage reduction-wise, though, you could swap out Scorch for darkness, and darkness will give you another 10% damage reduction, plus even more shadow damage. So slightly multiplier less, more damage reduction. Then we're having the control glyph for 20% multiplicative damage to stun, which we're continuously doing, a little bit more damage versus crowd control. And lastly, we're going here up into the bone graft board for the desecrated ground, as we talked about, more, you know, elemental resistance, as we are actually elemental resistance capped on everything. And at the same time, we can play the 21% multiplicative shadow damage, which is great. Also skeletal warriors for vulnerable, and interesting enough, the golem is still sacrificed for critical strike, but we could actually sacrifice him for a little bit attack speed or for a little bit more bonus life. Whatever you feel like. The bonus life bumps you up a wee bit further, especially when you're wearing this. You're already at 18,000. But that being said, the bonus attack speed shall not be underestimated, because more attack speed, more corpse explosions, more blights, more everything faster in a row kind of works fine. What tier did you cap out on? What tier is your goal to achieve? I'm done with 14 now. 15 is achieved. That's more than enough for me. Waiting for Midwinter Blight. If you want to check out the full long version, you're now rather into Blood Surge or Bone Necro. Both versions available for you.